What's going on, everybody, and welcome back to the channel. My name is Bailey Kramer, and in this video, I'm going to be giving you my top 3 tips for successfully pitching your co-hosting services. So without further ado, let's go ahead and jump in. So at this point, I've helped literally hundreds of people start and grow their co-hosting business. And of course, I've grown my own successful co-hosting business myself. And after reviewing literally dozens of sales calls that my students have taken with potential co-hosting clients, I have come up with the top 3 things that is preventing people from actually landing their co-hosting client. And if you do these 3 things, you will be able to land co-hosting clients, even if you have no experience. And be sure to stay till the end because honestly, number 3 is the most important one. All right. Tip number 1 is ask good questions. I see way too many people assume that they know exactly what the potential client wants, but truthfully, you don't know until you ask. For example, for one owner, they might be looking for a co-host because their only focus is maximizing revenue versus another owner might not care as much about the revenue. They just want to make sure that they're 100% hands off and that you're going to take care of all the day-to-day operations and not bother them at all. So literally asking questions like, hey, so what got you interested in having a co-host in the first place? Just asking that one simple question will allow you to understand what their main wants and needs are. And then you can tailor your pitch around their wants and needs. Tip number 2, do not let them get away with saying, I'll think about it. I've seen way too many people, they get to the end of the conversation and they say, all right, so what do you think about everything? And then the owner says, yeah, this sounds pretty good, but I just need to think about it. And then the co-host is, okay, yeah, no worries. Just get back to me whenever. Yeah, it's totally fine. And then they get completely ghosted and they never hear from the potential client ever again. So while I think it's important not to be super pushy, don't be the complete opposite end of the spectrum and just say, yeah, no worries, see you later, because that never works. So here's what you're going to do instead. If an owner says, yeah, this sounds great, I just want to think about it, the first thing you're going to do is show that you understand. So you're going to say, hey, I totally understand. And then what I like to say is, just so we're on the same page, what exactly is it that you wanted to think about? And whatever they say here is going to be their main objection. For example, they might say, yeah, I just want to talk things over with my wife. And then from there, you can even narrow down even more and say, oh, okay, that makes total sense. And just out of curiosity, what do you think your wife would say about our conversation? So at this point, you're pulling out objections that he's actually having, and he's just reflecting on other people or other situations. So by doing this, it allows you to walk away from the conversation, having dealt with their objections and moving you closer to getting the deal. If you don't do this, what happens is you just leave the conversation and say, yeah, think about it. Okay, great. Talk to you later. And then they completely ghost you because they have things in their head they want to talk about. They just didn't want to bring up. So it's your responsibility to ask them in a super polite, non-pushy way. Hey, totally understand you just wanted to think about it. Just so I understand and we're on the same page, what exactly was it that you wanted to think? And tip number 3, and this one is super important and sometimes really hard to hear, especially for new co-hosts. But in order to land a co-hosting client, you need to get a no first. What I mean by that is the chances that you're going to land the very first person you talk to is very low, just to be honest with you. Unless if you have super great sales skills and you're super seasoned, you're probably not going to close the first person you talk to, even with the tips I'm giving you. And the reason why I'm telling you this is because I don't want you to think that you just need to get this one magical person to talk to and they're just going to say yes to you and then you're going to ride off to the sunset. In reality, you're going to talk to that first person. They're going to tell you no. You're going to learn from that conversation and then you're going to crush the second one. You might not crush the second one, but then you're going to crush the third one. Okay. So this is not just a thing where you're just going to close every single person you talk to. But why that's a good thing and the reason why I'm telling you this is because I want you to focus on getting multiple conversations, not just one conversation with somebody. Great, start with one conversation, but just know that's not going to be the magic ticket. The magic ticket's going to probably be in that second conversation and then maybe in the third conversation. This is not to discourage you at all. I have confidence, truthfully, that you can close your first client you talk to, and I've seen it happen before. But just to level set expectations, if you get that no first, don't take that as a bad sign. Take that as a sign that you're on the right track. So I hope you guys got value out of this video. I have something for you guys down below that you guys can grab, and I will see you guys in the next video. Peace.